First at 4, a break in the case of a deadly Detroit hit and run that took 2 mothers from their children. Also, the nation's first black Secretary of State has died from complications of COVID. I'll look at the legacy of Colin Powell. And here's Megan.
After 19 months of being closed, the Fisher Theater is saying, get ready, Detroit, because they are bringing Broadway back. But with some changes, coming up, we tell you what you need to know before you go to any show.
Thanks a bunch, Megan. And I have season tickets. I can't wait as well. And what a day today. But you're not satisfied. You want more for your money? Stick around. Wait till you see my forecast.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
First at 4, we're tracking the pandemic and the loss of an influential leader to the virus. More on that in a moment. But first, a look at where things stand in Michigan. In the past 3 days, the state saw another 8,496 cases, which averages out to about 2,832 per day. We lost another 46 lives in that span. Michigan is also reporting more than 100 new COVID outbreaks in schools, and we're seeing significant increases in Macomb County, with 53 cases coming from one school, Eisenhower High School in Shelby Township. People around the world are reacting to the loss of Colin Powell, who died from complications from the coronavirus today. The retired 4-star general was fully vaccinated, and it's unclear what complications he experienced. He was also battling multiple myeloma, a cancer of a type of white blood cell. The 84-year-old broke down barriers during his decades of public service. This afternoon, we have a look at his legacy.
The world is reacting to the death of former Secretary of State Colin Powell, the first African-American and youngest chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and later the first African-American Secretary of State under President George W. Bush.
I've always felt strongly that you should try to solve conflicts in this world through negotiations, through diplomacy.
Former President Bush releasing a statement saying in part he was such a favorite of presidents that he earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. He was highly respected at home and abroad, and most important, Colin was a family man and a friend. Powell made headlines in 2008 when the Republican endorsed then Democratic candidate Barack Obama over his friend John McCain. President Joe Biden's Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also reacting to the loss of his friend.
He always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart just learning of this.
Powell grew up in the Bronx, New York. His parents emigrated from Jamaica. He served 2 tours in Vietnam, rising through the ranks to become a 4-star general. As Secretary of State, he made the case before the UN Security Council in 2003 to invade Iraq based on intelligence that it had weapons of mass destruction. The war lasted more than 8 years. No weapons of mass destruction ever turned up.
I regret it now because the information was wrong.
Powell spent his civilian years empowering youth through his projects.
When I heard their stories, I said, this is where I belong. I'm home again.
The head of the Detroit branch of the NAACP, Reverend Wendell Anthony, is remembering Powell as one of the nation's greatest soldiers and a grand statesman. Reverend Anthony writes, quote, "He will long be remembered for his steadfastness on the battlefield and his dedication to democracy on the fields throughout our land," unquote. We'll have more on Powell's lasting legacy and reaction to his death coming up at 5. An arrest has been made in connection to a deadly hit-and-run crash over the weekend on Detroit's west side. Police say a 30-year-old woman turned herself in today. Brittany Jones and Erica Yancey were crossing Schaefer Highway early Saturday morning when a car hit them and the driver kept going. Both of them were killed. The 2 women were both mothers with 7 children between them. Police are looking for the driver of a semi who crashed into 6 parked cars and an apartment building on Detroit's west side. This happened around 2 a.m. at Greenfield and Grove. You can see the extensive damage to the cars and the building. Police say a 58-year-old man was sitting inside one of those cars and was taken to the hospital in serious condition. The driver took off after the crash and in an unknown direction. All right, let's get a check of the forecast. A beautiful start to the week after that chilly weekend. And Paul, I'm just speaking on behalf of everybody watching. If you could keep this going, we'd appreciate it.
Oh, okay. It's that easy. He asked, and that's what we're going to do.
I know you're in marketing, not production.
That's right. I'm in sales, not management.
Okay.
I can tell you all about the weather, but I can't do anything about it. But look at this. 60s across the board here in our metro zone, 63 in Mount Clemens. We have 66 right now at City Airport, 67 at Taylor and Livonia. Down in our south zone, similar temperatures, 67 in Monroe, Carlton, Dundee, 68 in Deerfield, 71 at Grass Lake. And then in our west zone, notice it's still in the 60s, 65 at Whitmore Lake. Howell, you're at 66. We have 66 in Ann Arbor. But look at our north zone. It's low 60s and even 57 here at Deckerville, 61 in Port Huron, 61 across Romeo, Oxford, Ortonville. And just in case you have to see a cloud somewhere, there are a couple there off Lake Erie. But it's just blue sky for all of us, and we're going to keep the clear skies through the evening. Temps falling quickly through the 50s, though, and we're going to do it all over again tomorrow with one change. It's going to be warmer. We'll tell you how warm in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll take that. Thank you, Paul. Now to Haiti, where a police official confirms a notorious gang is behind the kidnapping of a group of American missionaries. A team of FBI agents is now on the ground there to help the State Department bring them home. Kimberly Gill's in the newsroom with the latest developments. Kim?
Hi, Jason. Yeah, 16 U.S. nationals and 1 Canadian were visiting an orphanage near Port-au-Prince when gang members stopped their car at gunpoint. 5 children are among the people being held captive. The group was in Haiti as part of their work for Christian Aid Ministries, which is an Ohio-based nonprofit. That group's headquarters in Millersburg, Ohio, is closed today. The State Department says it is in contact with senior Haitian authorities, but at this point, we do not know the status of their efforts. A UN report says Haiti's kidnappings have exploded this year. It's so dangerous on the ground there. Staff at orphanages take helicopters to avoid roads that are filled with gangs.
A foreigner is going to be an easy target. There are no authorities to go to. There's no police, there's no military. There hasn't been a military for decades.
We need to track down where they are and see if negotiations without paying ransom are possible, or do whatever we need to on a military front or police front.
Since August, the U.S. State Department has advised citizens not to travel to Haiti, in part because of the risk of kidnapping. You'll remember the country's president was assassinated in July and a deadly earthquake hit there in August. Coming up tonight at 6, we talked to Mitch Album about the dangerous situation in Haiti. He runs an orphanage there and was just in the country this morning. Again, we'll have that coming up on the news when you join us at 6 o'clock. Until then, Jason, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Kim. We'll see you at 5. Henry Ford Health System says someone is attempting to gain personal information of patients by pretending to work at the hospital. This is a scam called spoofing. Patients are getting phone calls that appear to be from Henry Ford Macomb. Sometimes the name of a former Henry Ford doctor is actually showing up on the caller ID, but it's not the hospital. It's a scammer. The person on the other end of the phone asks for banking information in order to issue refunds.
This is becoming a huge nuisance for our community, which is a huge concern for us. Obviously, we don't want anybody in our community to be scammed.
Henry Ford says it's getting at least 200 reports of these calls per day. The hospital says ignore the calls, and if they actually need to get in touch with you, they will leave you a voicemail. Broadway is back in Detroit. After a 19-month pandemic hiatus, the curtain will rise again at the Fisher Theater tomorrow. It'll be 100% capacity for the opening of Rent, but there are some things you need to know if you get a ticket. Megan Woods is live at the Fisher Theater, where this has been a long time coming. Megan.
It has, and that's what makes this so monumental. Broadway shows make up a majority of the Fisher Theater's income, and so you can imagine the excitement and anticipation that the people who work here have for opening those doors and welcoming people back.
I'm not going to lie, it's going to feel incredibly emotional probably tomorrow when that curtain goes up.
These 19 months without Broadway here in Detroit have been filled with disappointment.
Moving dates and then moving dates again and probably moving dates again.
Okay, thank you.
We had tickets to come down here 2 days after the theater shut down. A lot of disappointment, Tickets that we never got to use, money that we lost.
With the sound of keys turning and chatter at the box office, it's apparent change is on the way.
Now I'm excited to see things coming back, excited to be back down in the city.
There's also change in the air. The Fisher Theater upgraded their air filtration system, are requiring staff and guests to wear masks, and you have to show either proof of full vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of your entry.
The last thing any of us want is to have to shut our doors again. It feels like a small price to pay to be able to finally be able to watch live theatre again.
This long wait wasn't ideal, but there was value in the wait. A renewed love for theater.
In the world of digital and everything else and everything we've been through, there's always a place for live entertainment. And certainly I think that's what we've all missed massively over the last 19 months.
And it's important to note Broadway in Detroit isn't just limited to the Fisher Theater. You can see shows like The Lion King, The Jersey Boys, and Hip Hop Nutcracker, and many others at locations like the Detroit Opera House, Music Hall, and many others. We'll have that information on Click on Detroit, live in Detroit. I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Yeah, good stuff. I think a lot of people are very excited to see shows coming back there. All right, Megan, thanks. Ram trucks are under investigation by federal safety regulators. Why they say driving more than 25 miles an hour could be a problem. And why Los Angeles County wants the widow of Kobe Bryant to undergo a psychiatric evaluation as she sues over his death. But first, in a case that sparked national outcry, the trial beginning for 3 white men accused of murdering a black jogger. That's next.